Welcome to my channel. This video will be about my cross-stitching projects, about my handmade Christmas ornaments. You know that I have a tradition to stitch something new to decorate my Christmas tree. I try to do such projects each year, and I think that this year I achieved quite nice results, but it wasn't because I stitched a lot. It was mostly because I gathered all my unfinished projects from previous years. Well, I have a very bad habit to stitch something, but on the last step, when I need to finish it, I tend to procrastinate. I have projects like this one, which I stitched, and where I only need to add hanger and to connect two parts together, and they can lay on my shelf for years. I have here some projects which I did like 10 years ago, and finally I found enough strength to finish them. So that's why this year I have quite a box of finished ornaments, but still you can see that there are several which I still need to finish until Christmas. It doesn't mean that I intend to put all of them on my Christmas tree, because I already have a huge box of handmade ornaments from previous years, and I'm not even sure that we will put Christmas tree at all, because, well, with our current life, maybe we will just decorate some tree branches or something like this, or just put a garland. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. What is matter is that to do such ornaments, it really helps me to cheer myself up. So let's have a look at what I have. There are several tiny mill hill projects which are also waiting for the time for me to add felt on the back and tiny loop on the top. Probably they were intended to be magnets, but I don't know why I would need such a magnet, so even if they are small, maybe I still will try to add hanger to them. For small Christmas tree branches, they will be quite good. So I have this autumn cat and I have this tiny angel. One of my favorite subjects to stitch from Mill Hill collections is their various Santas. I love to stitch Santas from various countries, from various parts of the earth. So this year I stitched a couple of Santas. They are from Celtic collection. They are Scotland Santa and Ireland Santa. Maybe they are not very vibrant, maybe they won't be the brightest Christmas ornaments on the tree, but I was interested in those designers' decision, how they depicted this famous Scotland fabric with checkered pattern, how they did this famous Ireland fields of grass with various green beads. So they were pleasant to stitch. I do love how those metal beads add some nice vibrant touch to the ornament. The only thing where I was a little bit disappointed is that on Scotland Santa, on the preview, sweater has this very pleasant, interesting olive shade, but here it's simply something between beige and yellow. I would prefer such color, but of course the preview, it could slightly differ from the finished ornament. And there is a third ornament in this series, Santa from Wales, but I don't have the kit, so what I have from this series I finished. Two more Santas to my big collection of Mill Hill Santa. Well, another fall ornament, this tiny squirrel. I can't say that I like it. Maybe something, I don't know. Just not my favorite toy at all. I also consider my Mill Hill witches as Christmas ornaments, because I don't mind to put them also during the Christmas time. Of course, I stitch them between October and November, and You know what? Those beautiful color combos which I found here, turquoise together with violet, together with orange and vibrant green, those color combos, they also helped me to color, to use such interesting color combos for Halloween pictures. So that's another advantage of doing together cross-stitch projects and coloring. They are very beautiful, very shiny. With this one I also had some questions regarding the cover. I didn't bring the cover from the kit, but there those beads on her coat, they were much lighter, similar to the lilac color of the floss. Here they are much more purplish. Well, I don't mind. I noticed the difference when I already stitched her coat. Only then I looked at the cover and I decided that I don't want to find something to change the beads, so I used whatever I had in the kit. And I was slightly surprised that they have such a different size. If they are from the same series, one is much smaller, one is bigger, but that's okay. I love that they are vibrant and I do love their color combos. Next, let me grab my huge box. Another Halloween project is Small Witch. Very quick, very simple, nothing very special. Just wanted to do something quick and I did it. I think that this golden thread really helped to make her head and dress quite interesting. Then I have this tiny Ukrainian man in traditional costume and traditional Ukrainian music instrument. It's called bandura. It's small, but you can see that it's very cute. It's by Ukrainian designer. I already demonstrated on my channel her kits. The name of the brand is Unicorn Stitches, and I did this small project, very quick, very small, but with so much attention to the details on the costume, traditional embroidery, all those beads to decorate costume and bandura. So nice and sweet and very good present, I think. And if we started to talk about stitching Ukrainian costumes, during the whole year I stitched these amazing girls and boys in Ukrainian costumes. Let me clear a little bit my table because I need to show you a lot of them. Okay, so here and here and here. Almost there. And one more. I started to stitch somewhere during Easter time. So first girls, they were dedicated to Eastern egg decoration. Here it's traditional Ukrainian instrument to do traditional Easter egg coloring using bee wax. So that's why she has those things. And this girl, it has already painted egg. I especially love how the designer depict those beautiful flower wreaths. I already did several girls and each time those wreaths, they are my favorite element to stitch. So I have those two girls. My favorite one is this design. First because she is stitching, and second because design was called Alena, exactly like my name, so that's my favorite. I also have this very fashionable boy. Again, it's traditional Ukrainian costume from mountain territories of Carpathian Mountains and another traditional Ukrainian music instrument. Look how well they look together. Very nice. I have no idea what I will do with them, maybe some kind of garland, but as I said, I simply enjoyed process and what is more important for me rather than where I will use them one day. I don't know. Maybe I will decorate some board. Next I have two ladies. You know, in traditional Ukrainian culture, girls who are unmarried, they usually decorated their heads with such flower vases, with ribbons, and their hair, it was uncovered. But those who are married, they preferred slightly different style of headpieces in such way. So here we have two, maybe mothers who are looking at their daughters and sons, and at the same time they are cooking. Here we have the cherry liqueur, very tasty, I think, and here she has some ingredients to do traditional Ukrainian dumplings. And finally, probably the most festive and the last one which I finished, it's to celebrate traditional August festivities which are dedicated to harvest. So she has pumpkin, she has a lot of poppies and those beautiful poppy seeds here. You can see that designer, she has some very well defined style, but at the same time it's never boring to stitch them. They are very vibrant, so I think that next year I will continue to stitch them because she has a lot of such creatures, boys, girls, ladies. She has Christmas series, and yeah, I really enjoy to do them. Especially I love to use them as travel projects, so they gave me a lot of pleasant time during the whole year. Ornaments which I hadn't stitched during this year, but where I finally added felt and loop. Those two final cat ornaments, previous four I did last year, and those two finally are joining their cat band. I will show you the whole band maybe in the next video. And another series which I stitched probably 5 years ago, and all of those ornaments I wasn't able to finish because they all are double-sided and I was too lazy to stitch them. They are stitched together using invisible transparent thread. It's quite boring, but I think that it really make result more interesting. So that's Heroes of Slavic Fairy Tales. I don't know where to put them, so here. And another series which I also try to finish. Separately I have the pirate, also very vibrant, double-sided. Finally I finished it. And series with from Alice, Mad Hatter, Rabbit with cloak, I can't believe that it's maybe 5 or 6 years and I still have unfinished designs. At least those I managed to stitch during this year to finish. I still have Red Queen. Again, I need to connect two sides. But when you work with this invisible transparent thread, you need to have very nice lighting or otherwise it would be constantly moving in all those narrow areas, so you need to look carefully. And we recently have a lot of problems with nice light, so it's complicated. Maybe I will do it during summer. when days will be longer. And another one which I still have to finish. Well, maybe until the next Christmas. And final set of small ornaments, it's another snowman. I think that I stitch such snowmen from this series once, one ornament for year. And this time I did this one with a red cardinal bird and another one with hot cocoa and marshmallow. Then I have this red Santa with tiny Christmas tree and a lot of presents. And finally I will show you my 3 gnomes: barbecue, cake and wine, sommelier. They are quite fun. Again, I stitched them as my travel projects. They are quite nice to stitch when you need to bring something with yourself, something compact. So that's how I do such quick projects. I think that results are quite good. For the next year I intend to dedicate more of my time to Mill Hill projects. They look very nice on Christmas trees, they are shiny, so I think that my next project will be to stitch 3 kings. I have 3 kings from Mill Hill. They look amazing, so maybe I will try to stitch them during Christmas holidays, and if so I will show you them maybe in video about my December coloring works. Well, if you share my passion to cross stitching, I hope that it was interesting to you. Thanks for watching and until the next videos.